Have you ever been driving on a dark road when a deer suddenly appeared in your headlights and simply stood there? Not running, not hiding, just frozen in place as if time itself had stopped. Most people have seen it happen, yet very few have ever learned why. It is one of the most familiar wildlife moments in the world. A quiet road, a flash of movement at the edge of the trees, then a deer standing motionless in a beam of white light. For generations, people have joked that deer are confused or careless. Some have even assumed the animal is making a foolish choice. But the truth is far more fascinating. What looks like a mistake is actually the result of a survival system that evolved over millions of years. To understand why deer freeze, we first have to imagine the world from their perspective. A deer lives in a landscape filled with danger. Wolves once stalked forests across much of the northern hemisphere. Coyotes, mountain lions, bears, and other predators still do. For a deer, survival depends on detecting threats quickly and making decisions in fractions of a second. Most of the time, those decisions work remarkably well. A deer grazing in a meadow can hear a twig snap from a surprising distance away. Its ears rotate independently, scanning for sounds. Its eyes sit on the sides of its head, giving it an enormous field of view. While humans see the world mostly in front of us, deer can monitor almost everything around them at once. Imagine standing in your backyard at dusk. You hear a strange sound behind you and immediately turn your head to look. A deer does not need to do that. Much of the surrounding world is already visible without turning at all. But survival is not just about seeing danger. It is about choosing the right response. When a threat appears, animals often rely on a basic set of options. They may fight, they may flee, or they may freeze. Humans experience this too. If someone unexpectedly startles you, there is often a split second when your body locks up before you react. Your brain is gathering information. It is trying to answer a critical question. What exactly is happening? For deer, freezing can be incredibly effective. Many predators are highly sensitive to movement. A motionless animal can become surprisingly difficult to detect, especially in forests where shadows and vegetation break up outlines. By standing still, a deer gains valuable moments to assess danger before committing to a potentially exhausting escape. You can see a similar strategy in your own neighborhood. A rabbit in a garden may suddenly stop moving when it senses a threat. A squirrel on a tree trunk may flatten itself against the bark. Remaining motionless often buys time. For millions of years, this strategy worked. Then humans introduced something entirely new: the automobile. From an evolutionary perspective, cars appeared yesterday. Deer have had no meaningful time to adapt to vehicles moving at highway speeds. Their brains are still operating with survival programs designed for natural predators. And this is where headlights enter the story. Deer are most active during dawn and dusk. These low light periods help them avoid some predators and reduce heat stress. Unfortunately, these are also times when many people are driving. A deer standing near a road suddenly encounters two bright lights approaching through darkness. To us, it is obviously a vehicle. To a deer, the situation is much less clear. Its visual system is built differently from ours. Deer see exceptionally well in low light. Their eyes contain large numbers of red cells, which are specialized for detecting movement and seeing in dim conditions. They also possess a reflective layer behind the retina that bounces light back through the eye, increasing sensitivity. If you have ever shined a flashlight at a deer and noticed its eyes glowing, that reflective layer is the reason. The trade-off is that deer do not process visual detail the same way humans do. Bright headlights can overwhelm their vision. Instead of seeing a clear picture of an approaching vehicle, they may experience intense glare and confusion. Imagine walking out of a dark room and having a spotlight suddenly pointed directly into your eyes. For a moment, you are not seeing clearly. You are trying to make sense of an overwhelming flood of light. The deer faces something similar. Meanwhile, its brain is making rapid calculations. Is this a predator? Is it moving toward me? Should I run left, right, or stay still? The freeze response activates while those questions are being processed. What makes the situation especially dangerous is that the approaching object is moving far faster than any predator the deer evolved to understand. A wolf may sprint. A mountain lion may charge. But a vehicle traveling down a road can cover enormous distances in seconds. The deer simply does not have a built-in template for interpreting that threat. Researchers studying animal behavior have long recognized that freezing is not passivity. It is an active survival strategy. Heart rates change, muscles tense, senses become highly focused. The animal is preparing for action even while appearing motionless. If you have ever watched a deer closely before it bolts away, you may notice that stillness is often temporary. One instant it looks frozen, the next instant it explodes into motion. The problem is that on a road, those few seconds can make all the difference. There is another detail many people do not realize. Deer often travel in groups. If one deer crosses a road, others may follow. A driver who relaxes after seeing a single deer pass may suddenly encounter a second or third animal emerging from the darkness. This behavior makes sense in the natural world. Staying together can provide safety and improve awareness of threats. But near roads, an ancient survival strategy can become unexpectedly hazardous. The remarkable thing is that none of this happens because deer are unintelligent. In fact, deer are highly adapted animals whose senses have been refined through countless generations. Their challenge is that the modern world changes faster than evolution can keep up. Every deer standing in headlights carries a nervous system shaped by forests, predators, moonlight, and instinct. It is using solutions that worked for thousands upon thousands of years. The road is simply asking questions its ancestors never had to answer, and perhaps that is why this familiar moment feels so strangely moving. If you enjoy exploring these hidden stories behind animal behavior, consider subscribing to Global Wild Origins. Every week we look beyond what animals do and uncover the deeper reasons why they do it. The next time you drive along a quiet road after sunset and see a deer standing in the glow of your headlights, you may see something different than you saw before. Not a confused animal, not a careless one, but a creature caught between an ancient world and a modern one, relying on instincts that once meant survival. For a brief moment, those bright lights illuminate more than a deer. They reveal a glimpse of a wild mind trying to understand a world that changed faster than nature ever expected.